home of five good things. Hope you guys had a great week. So much cool stuff going on. So let's kickstart this baby and get it rolling. Events coming up this week. We're excited to say, of course, Cycle Showcase. Randy's show is in St. Louis. If you're in that neck of the woods, it is February 12th and 11th and 12th. So get your tickets and get on over there. It'd be great. We also have the David Mann Chopper Fest. That one was postponed due to bad weather. So everybody's chomping at the bit for this one. And then we get to talk about a little extra tonight because we have some fantastic guests. And they actually are top dogs at that event. The hostess with the mostest and the builder who's got it going on. Also, we have Daytona coming up. So we have Sons of Speed. That's going to be on Saturday, March 4th. We have Flying Piston Breakfast. Oh, that's good. I'm going to be there. That's a builder breakfast. Tickets are $20 and it all goes to charity. So come out and see everybody and hang out with all the builders, everybody that you know and love. We also have Wednesday, March 8th, is the morning ride, Biker Bells and Harley Davidson. I will also be at that one. So definitely come and check us out, hang out. And then we have the reason to be in Daytona. That's Chopper Time, Willie's Tropical Tattoo with Roadside Marty and Willie. That is a fantastic show. If you want to see the best choppers in the world, that's definitely the place to be. And then also, Cycle Source and Broken Spoke are bringing the Dennis Kirk Garage Build show. That'll be on Friday. So if you get an opportunity and you're in Daytona, make sure you hit all the good spots. And you can find them. Our website is going to go up this week. So I'm excited. You'll find them there. All right, great. So we have some cool news tonight. I'm very excited about this. It's close to my heart. I have great friends, and they're being inducted into the Sturgis Motorcycle Hall of Fame. Chris Callan, Jay Allen, Scott Jacobs, Roland Sands. Donnie Smith is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. Burt Monroe will receive the Kickstands Down Award, and Russell Radke will also receive the Freedom Fighters Award. So those people are all very special to me, and I'm excited and looking forward to being at the induction breakfast in Sturgis. If you don't know about it, look it up and definitely take some time. You know, it's to celebrate those who have paved the way for what we're doing and what we enjoy doing. So if you notice in the background tonight, I've been set free. There's a big smile on my face. I am sitting here in front of my motorcycle. I'm in my motorcycle shop because this is what I do. During the day, build, work on, ride motorcycles, teach the youngins how to do it biker style because that's where we come from. So I acted pretty good about it all as far as I could. It was a little bit tense inside the office because in the office, of course, there's all the accolades that are hanging on the wall and everything, but that's where all the business happens. And it's very tense between the parts and the customers and the money and the this and the invoicing and all the stuff. So I couldn't take it anymore. And the guys were so good to me. Don and Thing One, Greg, who we're still taking applications, ladies. Daytona's right around the corner. His mom's looking over the ones you've already sent. If anybody else wants to send some more, definitely we got it going on. Again, he'll be the guy in the Thing One onesie, red hair, red beard. Can't miss him. Hi, Miss Ivy, I see you. Yes, the shop is where the fun happens. So so they set everything up and they made me a comfy little spot right here in the shop. So I'm excited for that. So we're going to get on with the Fan 5 Good Things tonight. We have Miriam from Portland. One of her 5 good things is her new to her. She says, my new to me 1977 Shovelhead. Yes, new to her. Good find. That's an awesome ride. I ride a 78. Here she is, Rosie. She's right back there. She's 4 generations of motorcycle parts, though, because some of those parts we've evolved a little bit. And we'll also talk about that tonight and how motorcycle parts have evolved. There was a great loss in our industry. When I bring the guests in, we'll talk a little more about that. So Wyland, I hope I pronounced this right. He sent in all 5 of his good things, and my top pick was, he said, my beautiful wife of 28 years. That was his top thing, so I had to give a shout out to Wyland. I thank you for sending that in. Bill from Okeechobee, Florida. Riding the back roads of Florida. Sorry to those who live in the cold zone. Yes, we ride all year round here, and yes, Okeechobee's nice. We have some good fish camps up there. If you haven't been there, haven't had a chance to see how Florida life is alligators. You can see it all there. Everything. Alligators, fish, you name it. Four-wheel drive trucks, motorcycles, side by sides, all that funky stuff that they do in the woods. We used to do in the woods. I used to ride my horse through the bean fields in the woods here. It's the city now, so I get it. Sammy from Gulfport. Nitro racing. Yes, yes. I definitely understand the drag race, the need for speed. So, and Samantha, she says, my nanny teaching me to ride on her 58 XLCH. Okay. She gave it away there. She's Italian, her nanny. So that's her grandma or her Mimi or however it is in different ethnicities. Let's say that real fast. Okay. So I'm super excited. We have great guests. I'm going to get through this as quick as I can because I'm chomping at the bit here. And we have two special guests tonight. Okay, one is a cameo, right? Is that what that is? I think is that what that is when they've been here once already and then they make a special appearance? It's a cameo, right? Pretty sure. And she's special. It doesn't matter. She's a rock star. They're both rock stars. Okay, so we're going to do the Ask Athena question. This is a good one for this episode. So Gerald of Huntington Beach asks, as a builder, what do you say to the people out there who want to achieve the same success that you and other builders have by building their own choppers? Well, of course, that's where we all started. And it's kind of funny because in our industry, we've seen a lot of changes. When I started working on my own motorcycle, because I had no desire to like be a builder, that wasn't my goal. My goal was to work in a motorcycle shop so that I could get my parts at cost and keep my bike running. So, and we consider choppers to be things that are all chopped up. We used to take Harley Davidson motorcycles, and we had a few aftermarket parts companies out there. There was Pat Kennedy, Gary Bang, Drag Specialties was just starting out. Yeah, and you took old Harley parts and other Harley parts and you modified them to make what you wanted. I remember when I had my chopper, my first shovelhead chopper, I went into Home Depot, and Home Depot had just started out. And it was kind of crazy because I went in for a piece of angle aluminum to make some switches on my motorcycle. And the guy's like, what do you need that for? And I was like, I just want you to cut me a piece like 4 inches long and I'm good to go. And he's like, well, what's it for? And I said, it's for my motorcycle. He goes, honey, we don't sell motorcycle parts here. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I'm making my own. So that's where choppers come from. Now you hear choppers, bobbers, FLs, baggers, so there's a little change in all that. But what I would say is that's how we all started out. We all started out building our own bikes and making them run and keeping them going. And when you do it, it can go either way. Okay. So some people have a God-given natural talent, like my husband. They talk to him. Our guest tonight, motorcycles talk to him. Few others, Barry Wardlaw, there's people in our industry that they have a God-given natural talent. And then there's others like us who have learned everything they have by doing it, repeating it, breaking it, doing it, learning, paying attention. So that's how it started. However, I do want to say that having a mentor or a professional to guide you, because that's where I started. I worked in Guy Glover's shop, Cycle Works. I started at the parts counter, and I'll dig out the article next week and show that because I was the parts girl. I sold t-shirts, and then I learned, and I used to hang out in the back of the shop after the shop closed. Everybody was working on their bikes and machine shops, and I was getting my parts at cost and building my bike. And it was a wrecked bike that I got from my guy at the time. I bought him a new motorcycle, and I got all the pieces parts. So that's how we start. But there are safety things that you have to abide by, because I tell everybody that comes into the shop, you can leave one bolt out of a car and you can go for 10 years and never know it. You leave one bolt out of a motorcycle and you can kill somebody. So in that right, when professionals are working on bikes, they're the doctor. It matters. So to have a mentor or somebody that you can consult on specifications and safety related issues, that's the best way to go. And success comes by putting yourself out there, doing it, being in the world, seeing people. I know things have changed a little. I'm learning about the social media, the gram, the Instagram, and all that stuff like that. I'm doing my best to catch up because I feel like half a dinosaur sometimes. But hey, look, I'm doing this here thanks to Thing One pushing buttons and Don setting it all up. But yeah, go for it. I mean, you got to remember too, they have a saying in the motorcycle industry: if you want to make a small fortune in the industry, start with a big one, because it will drain your pockets. A lot of people don't realize that, when you start building motorcycles, you do it out of your shop. But then when you get a little bigger, there's licenses required. You can't just weld and do things like that in your garage for a long period of time, unless you live out in the woods, because you will get busted. Like here in the city, code enforcement's everywhere. So I say, do it. Do it as safe as you can. Enjoy it and go out there and show your stuff. There's so many shows that you can join that are free and you get acknowledged. My first world show, Ron Finch came over to me and said, "I love your motorcycle." And there were like 104 motorcycles, all builders, and everybody judged their own. And it was pink with hearts all over it, stuff that I made. And it came in 54th out of 108. So, and then he took me for ice cream. He had to call Don first and ask permission, but it was awesome. And those are icons. Like, again, our guest tonight, I have pictures of these guys hanging on my bedroom wall, my office wall, all through the history of, Easy Riders in the beginning, and just so much. So go for it. Do it. Build your own chopper, and then let's see what you got. Send pictures. Come to the shows. Show it off, and you will get there. Again, also, I guess I have to say, how do you determine success? What is success in your mind? Because if you think we all have a bunch of money, we definitely don't have that. We are the anti of that, because we're always busy putting money into the motorcycles, and it doesn't really pay as much as you would think. It's not all glitz and glamour. It's a lot of fun and a lot of family. We have motorcycle family. So that's the success that we have. So, and we get to ride together and enjoy each other. So if you're looking to get rich, that might not be the thing for you. Hi, Rob Miller. How are you tonight? I see you guys out there. All right. So I hope that answered your question. I ramble on because, boy, that's a heavy topic in my book. Okay. So this week, we have our product pick, and I want to say that they are our new sponsor. We're going to go ahead. They will have a segment in the show. Techno Research, Centurion Diagnostic Tools. Okay, so you can find them. The web address is on the screen. And as professionals in our field, Centurion allows us the ability to read and clear trouble codes, bleed ABS after like doing handlebar work. For some of my customers and my new customers, we can go ahead and program your new key fobs, retrieve your pin, things like that. So when you lose it, you don't have to like go and replace all that stuff. We configure the radios for, we do ground shaking systems in baggers and stuff like that. Rockford Fosgate, we put all that in there. So, and it also allows us to do a lot of other advanced ECU tasks. So if you're in need for anything on the newer bikes where, you need computer diagnostics, look for shops that use this top quality diagnostic tool, because it really is something that we look for. Thing one, can you click on the other side of Techno Research? Because it shows this. There you go, Centurion. So that's the diagnostic part of it. And Techno Research is the company. And boy, I've been learning it. Don took to it. He's a natural. Again, he has a God-given natural talent. But wow, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. And the new bikes, it's all computers. They all talk to each other, ECMs and BCMs and TSSMs. And oh my God, it's a little mind-blowing for a girl who rides a shovel head, wants a knucklehead one day. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to do our favorite, one of our favorite things before we go to our guests. We have a favorite spot that we eat in Deerfield Beach. Dawn and Andrew at Seaside Subs. This is their little place. Okay. And they put love into everything that they do. They get to know their customers just like we do in our shop. They're part of the family here. And they even write our names on the sandwiches because they know what we get. I don't even have to order it anymore, like call it in. She just says, "Oh, you want the usual?" And there it is. Pickles on the side, macaroni side. And her dad bakes little brownies and banana cakes and she puts one in every bag for each sandwich. So it's a whole meal and it's awesome. So we're going to run her ad. This is the first time we're ever running an ad in the show. So this is like the first one. So here goes.
Hi, I'm Dawn. Me and Andrew own Seaside Subs at Deerfield Beach. Come see us.
We did it. We did video and everything. I'm so proud of myself. I'm proud of thing one. Thanks, Dawn and Andrew. We'll do a real one now that we know it works. Okay. So tonight we get to know a little bit more about Mondo Porras of Denver's Choppers and Tattoo Songbird, Miss Jennifer Santalucito. I can mess up a name in a hot second. So they're my good friends, and I'm lucky for that. They're a big part of my motorcycle family, and they're both iconic in our culture. He's a large part of the chopper history, and she is one of the most beautiful voices that we hear as we roll down the roads of our motorcycle life. And they are tonight's spark. So let's bring them in. Yay, we're going to do our first 3 people on the screen too. I love it. Here we go. Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Hi, everybody.
Hello, we're a threesome.
So, yes, we are a threesome. I love it. That's awesome. On screen. Careful now, right? No, wait, it's after dark. We can do whatever we want. So that is so cool. How are you guys both doing?
Doing great. Building motorcycles and getting ready for this big event this weekend. So everybody's tired of sitting around all winter, and it's time to get out there and play with motorcycles. So we're going to do that. Jennifer and I are fortunate to be part of this Dave Mann Chopper Fest in Ventura, California, and Southern California on the beach. So big deal. It was canceled for rain in December, and so we're going to do it this weekend. Hopefully the sun's out and everybody's going to come out and have a good time and bring their new projects and see a lot of choppers and California style, Southern California, where the long choppers started, and where chopper history is part of the folklore of Southern California and the motorcycle clubs and the whole gamut that we see today. Is a lot of it was focused out of Southern California. I grew up in Southern California doing this stuff when I was a kid, so it's for me. I live in Nevada now, and to go back to Southern California, I'm going home and going to go see a lot of my old friends, the ones that are still around, and meet a lot of new people and make some new friends, and have a great time. And you're all cordially invited to come out and be a part of this Dave Mann Chopper Fest. And Jennifer can tell you about Dave Mann and his history and what he's meant to the industry and Easy Rider magazine, and we honor him, and what better way to do it than do a chopper deal. And thank you to Tori and David for putting this show on, and they do it every year, and they do a fantastic job, and we're just feel very, very special to be a part of it.
How many years now is the Chopper Fest?
This is going to be our 17th year. So we had celebrated our Sweet 16, and then because of COVID, we missed 2 years. So missing 2 years and then having to push back from December. Oh, we just can't wait for it to happen. And David Mann is one of my favorite artists. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with his work, but if you're not, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite David Mann centerfolds here. My friend Sticks, who Sticks Mondo, sent me this one here, and this is one of the originals. You can see it's an original from the magazine there, and it's called Ghost Rider. And so David Mann, incredible artist, filled Easy Riders and In the Wind with his art of the places that we go and visit. You'll see Sturgis in the background. We'll see Southern California or Daytona Bike Week in the background. It's always, a rider, and then very detailed background pictures. Another one of my favorites I'm going to have Mondo tell you about, but I have this one here. And Mondo, do you want to let them know about this picture?
Oh, yeah. Real special story behind that. It was the 30th anniversary of Easy Rider magazine, and they got a hold of me and said, do you want to build our 30th anniversary chopper for Easy Rider magazine? And I said, well, sure, I'll build that bike. And then I just happened to have a bike that I built 30 years previous to that, the orange one on the left. And then I took them down to LA and got them shot for the magazine, and they kept it quiet. They didn't tell me what was going on. And when I got the magazine, I opened it up, and there it was, Dave Mann's painting of 2 of my bikes, the 30th anniversary of Easy Rider magazine. And the cool thing about it was I'm so honored. I've had a lot of things happen in my life, but to have Dave Mann honor you with a painting, and very seldom did he ever paint real people. And that's me on the right on the red bike. And so just a big deal to me. Also, it was Dave Mann's last painting. He passed away right after that. He finished that painting. And so I'm honored to be in Dave Mann's last painting. And it was, as a kid growing up, every month you couldn't wait to get the Easy Rider magazine. The first thing you do is flip open the to the centerfold and pop it out. And what I did is I used to hang them in my garage. Or I worked on my own personal bikes, and so my whole garage was wallpapered with Dave Mann paintings and tickets. Everybody
Right.
we had a lot of tickets back then, and I'd staple those on the wall next to the Dave Manns, and that's kind of a big deal is looking back and seeing all that history and all that stuff that Dave Mann did and what he did for our culture, and just proud as hell to be in his last painting. So this is very special to me, and I'm honored to be there celebrating with Jennifer and everybody else this Dave Mann Chopper Fest.
And
That is
something you had mentioned
amazing.
earlier, Athena, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
Oh, I was just going to say, you had said, sometimes people think, oh, they live such a glamorous lifestyle. They must make so much money at their art. But really, we're just trying to get through. You know what I mean? And David Mann was kind of the same way, where he was creating these amazing pictures and these centerfolds, but he wasn't rolling in the dough. You know what I mean? And we're still blessed to enjoy his art and still using him for his photos, right? And his art and his pictures. And at the David Mann Chopper Fest, we get to wear them on our t-shirts and our sweatshirts. Every year we get a painting that we get to wear and honor his art. But again, it was his love of the places that he painted. That was his life. It's the life we live too. We go to the same places all the time, over and over again. And really, he just loved to paint. His big thing was the backgrounds. He loved to paint the mountains and the trees. And so if you look at his art pictures, you see there's always somebody on a motorcycle. There's a party going on. Something's happening. But really in the background, take notice of how amazing he was and the details that he saw and that he always incorporated into his pictures.
Oh, definitely. And a lot of people aren't familiar with his signature inside the actual picture itself. This is something that my husband, who has been a David Mann fan forever, like we all are, there's never been any valve stems in the wheels, ever.
Oh,
You never
really?
see a valve stem, ever.
Oh, I'm gonna
None of them have them.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's
It is crazy. And because we have a Saturday night, Sunday morning hanging on the wall in our living room. So, and one of my favorite pictures, can't hang the 10th anniversary of Easy Riders in the living room because people come over and they're doing. If anybody's never seen the 10th anniversary, they're under the pool table doing it. They're in the corner doing it. They're everywhere doing it. They're having a good time doing it too. So, but yeah, he was iconic, and he did a lot of other art besides motorcycle art too. Yeah. He did some political art, not politics in general, but I have a poster of it's 3 teddy bears living in a box outside of the White House: Mama Bear, Daddy Bear, and Baby Bear. And when you see it, there's a cigarette butt on the sidewalk and a tear in the Daddy Bear's eye. And it was just, it moved me like beyond. And Miss Jackie was kind enough to send that to me. I hope to have her on the show one day. I would love to do that because, I mean, just to hear the history of, I mean, of course, I would have loved to have had him on the show, but to get that information, and a little bit more and see a little bit more of the other side would be fantastic, because he was a fantastic artist. And I'm so happy that you guys are celebrating this and it's back and in its 17th year, because next year I want to make it. I want to come out and see you guys for sure.
This year,
Definitely.
December, if you can. It's always the second Sunday in December. So this year in December, if you're not busy, we'll be there.
I would love to. And at least the weather's kind of tempered. This normally the same as here. Yeah. It's warmer versus covered in snow. But you guys, they had a bad hit of weather over there. So it kind of builds the anticipation, though. Even more people are going to show up because they didn't want to come out in December, but now they'll come out in February. So that's exciting. I hope the numbers are double what they were last time, for sure.
I know a lot of people are worried, thinking Super Bowl Sunday that they're going to miss the game, but I don't watch football, so I don't mind missing the game. And the bike show, the awards are given at 3:00, and I Googled Super Bowl today, and it doesn't start until 3:30. So are you going to really miss that much if you come and hang out all day in the sunshine with these beautiful motorcycles and awesome people like Mondo, and then just ride home? Nobody's even on the roads at that time.
Right, and that's overrated. I mean, reality is reality. Be there, because that's an experience, a lifetime experience that you don't Now, you don't always get the opportunity to have. So to do it versus sitting on your ass in front of the TV, I mean, weigh both and see which one. I go for the going to the Chopper Fest for sure. So what do you guys have coming up besides that in your own personal projects? Music, choppers?
Want to go first, Mondo?
No, you go first.
Okay. I've been working on music. I'm writing my second album, which is called the Sophomore Album with Brad Webb, who I wrote my first album with. And he's out of Memphis. He has a brass note on Beale Street. He's an amazing musician, and we get Memphis musicians to do the tracks with us for my album. So, you know, I always like to write about my life. I like to tell stories. I like to tell tales of some of our friends who have passed. On my first album, I wrote a song about Indian Larry, Johnny Chop. I talked about him too. And I just always want to try to remember those who have passed. I feel like it's my duty. You know, you guys build the bike, you build the choppers, and they're here to remind us how cool life can be and how fun. And I want to tell the stories and the tales of our friends. So, you know, I have a song dedicated to Charlie Brechtel. It's called Good Time Charlie. And working on some other ones too. So I'll be recording that album in Memphis, and then in Southern California here, I have a band, the SoCal Metal Company, and we've taken some time off this last year. I had to pull back a little bit. My son is 5 years old. He started kindergarten this year, and for me, family is my big priority, you know. And this time is going by so fast. My daughter is 15, and so. I kind of stepped back a little bit just to focus on my family and to be there and to be present for this last time before he started school. But now he's in school. It's going really well. I homeschool him half-time, and he's on campus half-time, just like his sister is. And now I can get back into my work. So I'm with the metal band here in Southern California, and then the blues in Memphis. And so that's really exciting for me. I also just finished my sleeve. This is the new one here. So I've been working on this for the past year with Clark from Las Vegas. I drive in 4 hours to Vegas. I get tattooed for 4 hours, and then I drive home. So I finally got, oh, there's a Songbird for you. So I finally got my arm done here. So I'm really excited. Just, you know, tattoos and music, and excited to be back at events. Things finally are open for real now. And, you know, I miss everybody. I can't wait to see Mondo and Athena. I hope our paths get to cross soon, because it's been so long, you know. But yeah, the music for me. And what about you, Mondo? What are you working on?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've always got things going on, and I just finished a bike that I think is the crown jewel, the bike that everybody aspires to build, and I'm going to debut it at Chopper Fest, and it's
I'm so excited.
$20 job, if that tells you anything. So I'm real excited to debut that bike. I'm bringing some other old school choppers, and Aaron Green will be there, my hero, and I consider to be the best builder in the world. He will be there with us, and then we do our normal thing in our booth, and everybody come by and say hi and talk about motorcycles and see old, like I said, see old friends, make new friends, make some memories, and you know, it's the chopper lifestyle that so many of us love, and is our life, and to be able to go to these shows is a lot of fun. Plus, I put on a few shows of my own that I do around the country, so I'm gearing up to get all those shows going again this year, and looking forward to that. Doing some magazine stuff with Dave Nichols from Easy Rider, Chris Callan, doing some magazine stuff with him, and so all's good. All's good. Busy. I'm building replica Captain America bikes and Billy bikes with Ron from Paco, and we got a full page ad in Easy Rider, and so we've got some bikes going that we're doing like almost 99% replica of those bikes. We studied them and talked to all the right people, and we built the right parts, and so I'm having fun kind of recreating those bikes, you know, from the iconic movie Easy Rider. So that's kind of fun, you know, being able to do stuff like that, and just meet people, see people, get on shows like this, and see you guys. It just it does my heart good. This old guy feels good when he sees you.
I
and
love it.
yeah.
Something if you're done. Mondo and I were at Hollister one year, like 2 decades ago, and we passed by a booth that was selling DVDs, and he asked me, "Have you seen this movie Easy Rider?" And I was like, "Oh, I've never seen this before." And he was like, "What is wrong with you?" So he bought me the movie. And the Wild one, because I didn't own that one. I'd seen the Wild one before, but he bought me the movies and said, "This is your homework, Jennifer. You go home and you study this movie." So I did.
Did you
I went
cry?
home, I watched Easy Rider, and oh, my heart broke at the end. I was like, "No, what is this?"
I knew when I was like 10, I was going to be a biker chick because I cried. I wanted to just go kill the world because I was not happy about that in any regard. I was not happy. That was horrible. And it wasn't fair. And then I asked my dad the question and he's like, "Yeah, life's not fair, kid, but that's how it really is." And that's truly how it was. And Mondo, you were talking about Paco. Paco was around long before aftermarket companies, along with Pat Kennedy and Gary Bang, and of course Drag Specialties, which again
And
we
Denver
wanted.
Choppers. We started the long bikes in '67, so
Yes, 67.
yeah, we were a big time company back then, and we're 55 years in business, and so still rocking it. And I'm one of the original guys. And Denver passed away in '92, and him and I used to race these top fuel drag boats, and he got killed so I took it over. So I've had the shop for the last 30 years and been involved with it for 55. And I'm still having a ball, and every day's a gift to go to work and be able to build motorcycles. So that's exciting. That's really exciting. Yeah.
And we have had a couple of hits and losses to our industry, like you and I were talking to prior to the show. If you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about the beginning of aftermarket parts and stuff. And Fred Fox from Drag Specialties, Le Mans Corporation, and he passed, and he was 86 years old, and icon in the industry. And I was fortunate enough to, in 2018, I got inducted to the Motorcycle Hall of Fame in Sturgis, and he was alongside me, and he got the Lifetime Achievement Award. So I got to hang out with him all day, and what a guy. And it's guys like that I look up to, and are a big part of the industry. And his passing, Godspeed, and condolences to his family and friends, and he'll be missed. He's a good one.
Yeah, definitely. And where the aftermarket industry would be without him, he led the way. So I totally get that. And I mean, again, when you look back at it and you see, I mean, I remember when the Drag Specialties catalog was like that thick. It was just starting out, and a couple others tried to come in after them, but it didn't happen the way everybody wanted to. But they definitely had it going on. Nowadays, I mean, it's hard to carry that damn thing from the mailbox when it shows up. I'm so excited about that.
What I do without drag, I get a lot of my small parts from them, and have for years, and yeah, it's just really nice. It's nice to be able to pick up the phone and get a part. In the old days, you weren't able to do that. You had to go out in the shop and make your parts. And I still enjoy doing that. I make most of the parts for my bikes, and yeah, and I'm really, really excited for Dave Mann this year, because we missed 2 years, Jennifer.
We did.
Missed years of Dave Mann Chopper Fest, and so all these young guys that are coming along, they're building some phenomenal motorcycles, and it's good for guys to be carrying on with this tradition that started so many years ago, and they're out there building some nice bikes, and that's exciting. I like to see what the young guys come up with and how they're doing it, and my hat's off to them. They're keeping this thing of ours alive, and that makes an old guy like me feel happy, knowing that this thing of ours won't go away, that it's going to keep rolling as long as people like you guys are involved. Will never go away.
Yeah, and I'm excited too, because I'm seeing a lot of younger women also realizing that gender has nothing to do with their passion, and that's really cool too. As long as they're respectful and appreciate the history and know that it wasn't easy to get where, like myself, where we are, that's important. And like you said, to see the things that they're building, it's phenomenal. The creativity and just so much going on.
Well, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's one of the highlights. I'm fortunate enough to be one of the judges at the Dave Man Chopper Fest, and that's always a tough task to be able to go around and pick out a bike that stands out among all the other bikes, and so that's kind of challenging but fun. And all you
Now
can,
we have so many categories that you can choose more than just one. Could you imagine if there was just like maybe top three bikes of that sea of motorcycles? That would be horrible.
yeah, they're very they're very fair. It's a group of guys that judge bikes, and then they all get together and pick the best to show. So it's and the guys that are the judges are guys that know motorcycles. They're in the business for the most part. They build bikes, and they've been building show bikes and stuff like that, so they know what to look for. So you get a fair shake. You know, it's a neat deal. And what one thing that's kind of cool that they give out, Jennifer, is the Dave Mankind Award.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that? You want to tell them
Yes.
about that?
Huh?
Do you remember that? You want to tell them about the Dave Mankind Award?
Oh, do you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, well, you know about it.
Well,
All right, I'll
so
talk.
Mondo is a recipient.
I was honored to be the first recipient of the Dave Mankind Award, and that was a surprise to me because I was sitting there with Jennifer, and they called me up on stage, and Jennifer called me up on stage.
Oh, I had to keep quiet all day.
I know she MCs the awards banquet and stuff like that. So she called me up on stage. I go, what does she want? You know, so I go up there and she slips this thing out from behind her back, and it's this beautiful Dave Man painting on a plaque, and it says the Dave Mankind Award. And I go, wow, what's this? And then she goes, well, it's the person that's lived the lifestyle of Dave Man and that has tried to aspire to the life that Dave Mann led, you know, with the bikes and the beauty of the bikes and everything else. And so I was just thrilled to death to be the first recipient of the Dave Mankind
You
Award.
really are a David Mann painting. Like you're
Yes.
literally it.
Well, he did a lot of our bikes. You see the Hollywood paintings and all those. Those are all our long bikes. And so Dave Mann was he really liked our stuff and painted a lot of our stuff back in the day. And so to receive that first one was an honor. And the next year I got to hand it out the Dave Mankind Award, and Sugar Bear was the recipient of it.
Oh,
Boy, that
cool.
Yeah, so he very close friend of mine, Sugar Bear, and love the guy to death. So hopefully he makes it down to the show, and that would be cool too.
Yeah, he usually pops in. I'm sure he'll be there. He usually doesn't. He tries to be all quiet and incognito, and then I'm like, Sugar Bear, is that you over there? Trying to make himself all blending in with the crowd. That guy.
But we make him go hang out in our booth, don't we?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
Fine once gets your picture taken with him and stuff like that. You know, the funny thing is that I build front ends for a living too, those long front ends, and Sugar Bear same. And him and I'll get on the phone. We'll talk for an hour and never even mention front ends. I mean, it doesn't even come up. We're just we're really close friends and have a really nice relationship, and business doesn't enter into it at all, and that says a lot. You know, a lot. You know, it just we'll talk about his dog, whatever else. You know, but we don't talk about what we do.
That's
Kinda cool.
awesome. Yeah, because when we're at the shows and stuff, you know, everybody's coming up and stuff, and they're appreciative of all the stuff that you did. But you guys are, again, I know the word icon is hard to deal with, but you're iconic in our world, just as David Mann was iconic in our world, because you have carried the torch and you've passed the torch in some respect without giving it up completely. You're mentoring a lot of people. I mean, growing up, I looked up to you in Denver and Sugar Bear, and I mean, Arlen and Donnie. And I mean, it's crazy, you know, and to be part of that is in itself is the reward. You know, when someone says, well, what is it that you get out of it? I end up getting to be around my heroes doing what I love to do, which is what I do because you've done it before me, and you kind of like, you light that fire, and it's an inspiration. So that's just totally what it means. And in our culture, a lot of people don't understand that it's not about what's on the Instagram or who's got this front end or who's knocking off this part or who's doing whatever. It truly is the love of family. You haven't seen each other, and when we go to the shows or the trade shows or the parties, industry parties, we get to see each other, and that's the benefit of it for most of us.
Yeah, when Jennifer and I used to travel all over the country doing these shows, then would run into Billy Lane. We had a Paul Cox.
It's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Billy!
Happy birthday, Billy!
Birthday, Billy! Boy, what a wonderful man that guy is. And
Yes.
well, we had fun, didn't we, Jennifer?
Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Blood, Sweat, and Gears tour.
Yes, Jennifer was in trouble a lot.
All the time.
Yeah.
Mondo's always bailing me out.
First time I met her, she was trying to get me in trouble. I was there. I remember that Daytona. That was funny. That is awesome. Well, I'm so excited. And I have on my monitor here, I get the little comments. And Patricia Thurston, she's like, she's more excited than anyone to attend the David Mann Chopper Fest. Can't wait to see you all there. So she will be at your tent to come and visit you. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
Dennis Stauber, he says he wishes he could be there. Everybody's waving and saying hello. Chris Summer Simmons. It's awesome. It's very cool. All right. So what do you guys think about some questions?
Yes.
Yeah. You ready? Mondo, you got any other stuff you want to talk about? You want to tell us about?
Let me think for a quick second while you guys are talking. Okay.
Mondo's daughter's bike was just featured in Easy Riders magazine. It's called Kim's Toy. Is that the name of the bike? Kim's bike?
That was this month. And then
so beautiful. Such a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
I got to check my mailbox.
Yeah. And then I've got another one I'm going to shoot for Easy Rider. And then I've got one that they just notified me that I got another one coming out in Cycle Source. So
awesome.
That's a good thing because that's your business card. That lets people know you're not dead.
That is too cool.
Yeah.
And then the induction for the Hall of Fame. How cool, right? We have a great group this year.
So Chris called me and he let everybody know they had a big deal on his show last night about the inductees and introducing them and so on and so forth. But he had called me earlier in the day and invited me to sit at his table for the induction ceremony. And I told him I'd be honored to sit there with him. And when I got inducted in the Hall of Fame, I had him and Heather sitting with me. So I guess it comes full circle. And it, when I got in, I felt like I broke the glass ceiling because that, you look back through all the bikers and stuff that are in there, how many of them are really bikers and really did the chopper thing and were, got in trouble like me and everything else. Finally get one of us outlaws, one of us guys in there was cool. So now we blaze the trail for everybody else. Because I thought, my chances of getting in are 1 in a million. And then when I got that phone call, I go, well, dreams come true. And Chris's feeling right now, it's a great feeling on top of the world. And it's your peers. Your peers vote on you to get you in. Your name, and then you're voted on, and that's quite an honor. And I can understand how all these guys feel right now, and the emotions and one of the guys said last night, it was Keith Terry. He said he remembers when he got inducted. He got up there, and you're out in front of about 600 people, guests sitting there, and you get up, you got a kind of a speech plan and everything. Then you look out in that crowd and all those people there, and you lose it, man.
Yeah.
I remember they played a video of my shop in Denver and the history and everything that gone on in my life. And then I looked at my table and I saw Dave Nichols from Easy Riders sitting there, and Chris and Aaron Green and Billy Lane was at my table. All the guys that I love and respect.
Ben was there too.
Huh?
And Kim was there too, wasn't she?
Daughter was there, yeah. And I looked out and I go, man, I've been blessed. That I don't really deserve this, and you know, and it's the people that, and so it's hard. You lose it, you know. You just it's overwhelming. It just it'll take a tough guy and take him down and to make him into a little kid real quick, you know, and that's okay. So I'm really looking forward to being there and seeing these guys inducted. You know that they really that Jay, what a special guy. You know, he
Yes.
done so much for all of us. You know, and so these guys is is a good, and hopefully one day we'll get you guys in and get Barry in, and you know, life is good. We'll keep rolling on.
Just
So
keep building choppers, right?
well, yeah, you know, whatever you build, you know, it just give your heart and soul and be true. You know, I talk to the young guys all the time. They say, what makes you a good bike builder, and what's the key to success? And I say, well, I'm not my bikes aren't any better than anybody else's. It's just that I've made more mistakes in my life, and my pile up stack. Because be a good bike builder, you gotta attempt to make parts, and if they fail, you throw them in the corner and you build another one until you get good at that one part. And you look over your junk in the corner, and if it's a tall pile, that's what makes you a good bike builder. Is
Yes.
giving up, keep, try and fail, and someday you'll get there, and your pile will get smaller, and you know that's what it's really all about. And another thing is that for the young guys, be true to yourself. Don't copy anybody else's work.
Right.
And I see that a lot, and
Mhm.
it kind of pisses me off. I see guys copy my bikes that are originally stuff that I've done, and then they take credit for it. And I go, well, come on, you guys, you know, it's be true to yourself, do your own style, and you'll be recognized for what you do. And
Yes.
you know, don't be somebody that copies somebody else's work. That's one of my pet peeves. Is it's happened all the time. Jennifer knows that
It
from being
happens
around.
all the time. And then you see their bikes, and there's no style. Like, they have no style of their own. Every single one of the custom bikes is somebody else's bike.
Yeah, yeah. And Jennifer's been around my shop long enough to know that we had a few instances where we had to go talk to people
Mhm.
about what they were doing wrong.
That it's disrespectful too, you know?
Oh yeah. And I've had people that have done that, like made some handlebars or whatever back in the day. And I've told myself, when somebody copies you, it's the biggest form of flattery. That's the only way I can save myself from having to want to go kick their ass when I see them out in public.
Well, I had it done a lot with my front ends,
Oh yeah.
and then I had a guy one time. He took and sold blueprints on how to build my front ends, and so I hit him up, and he goes, "Well, I thought you'd be flattered that I'm selling blueprints on how to build your fronts." I said, "Why would I be flattered? This is how I make my living,
Living, right.
you idiot." You know?
Yeah.
So he got a visit, and he was out of business. You know?
Yeah, and they do come and go, they find out that it's not really you have to be made of more than what you see on the surface.
Well, you know, integrity is everything, and your integrity is what makes you the person who you are, and only you can give your integrity away, and you'll never get it back. Once
Right.
you cross that line, you know that's your reputation. You're done. And I see a lot of people, a lot of young guys that cross that line, and they'll never come back. They'll never recover for it. They certainly won't get the old guys' respect. You know, I guess I'm going rattling on about that stuff, but it's true.
No. Hey, listen, that's all part of what makes us who we are. Like you said, it used to be your handshake meant something,
Mhm.
and for us in our life and our culture where we come from, that steadfastly remains the same.
Mhm.
Your word is your bond.
I'm recently did a deal with Ron Pa from Paco, and him and I have joined forces to build these Captain America bikes and Billy bikes. And he says, "We don't even need to shake hands, do we?" And I says, "No, but I'll shake your hand anyway because it's because I love you." And we shook hands, and the business deal was done. I mean, there's no paperwork, no nothing else. It's two old school guys looking each other in the eyes and say, "We're going to do this thing," and go, "Yeah, we're going to do it." And that was all that needed to be said, and it's running good.
That is awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So anybody who wants a Captain America bike or a Billy bike, get your info, and I'm sure they can find that on your website and also on the Paco website.
Yes, yes, and we got a full page ad in Easy Rider every month.
Oh, nice.
We just built that Captain America bike for Easy Rider that was given away last year. So
That was a beautiful, beautiful replica of that motorcycle. Everything was spot on.
oh yeah, and show chrome and on the frame. We go to great lengths to make these things right, and so you know we'll see where it takes us.
It's awesome. So you guys ready for some questions? Miss Jennifer's been on the show before, so she's answered all the questions. Feel free to pipe in anytime you want, but we're going to go ahead and ask Mondo the questions. You ready, sir?
Well, maybe.
Okay. Well, the first couple ones are just fun, and then after that, it's the ones that get into the real stories that we want the dirt on for sure. Whatever you want to give out. So, all right, let's start. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Nice.
I'm allergic to cats.
I like that. Apples or oranges?
Apples.
Apples. Hotel or camping?
Hotel.
Hotel. Okay. Slow, fast, or faster?
I've always had a need for speed. Everything I do has to be fast.
Okay. Sunshine or moonshine?
Sunshine.
What is your absolute favorite song?
I think Sympathy for the Devil and Stairway to Heaven and a couple of the Eagles songs that I love. And then Jennifer's songs, of course.
Wow, that's so sweet.
And then what is your favorite road food?
Oh, road food. Really don't stop much. When I get going, I just roll. But I guess it's anything that's handy. A burger's fine. Just get back on the road. Let's roll.
Mondo loves a good steak, and he'll like a BLT too.
Oh, I love BLTs.
I still have BLTs every day, Jennifer. Knows me. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were a cocktail, what would you be?
What kind of?
It's one of those questions. I mean,
Yeah, I don't even know what cocktails, which ones are out there. What's that one? Sunrise or what is it?
Tequila Sunrise.
Okay, there you go. That's the only one.
I can see you as a Tequila Sunrise, definitely laid back and ready to go, all at the same time.
Well, okay. I don't drink, so I don't know anything about that stuff.
It's been a long time for me too. I plan for my hangovers because it takes like 2 weeks to recover, so I don't drink often. All right, so we'll get to the real serious questions. How long have you been riding?
Since about 1967, so 55.
55 years. How'd you get into motorcycles?
It was a cool story. When I was a little kid, I walked down to this little corner store, 5 and dime mom and pop store, and I saw a bunch of bikers pull up, and the name of the club was the Road Rebels, and they all had black bikes and black jackets on. I looked at them, and I said, "Man, this is the coolest thing ever. I want to be that." And it just never left, and I just followed my dream. I met Denver and started hanging out with him and building. We started building bikes, and we were building them for ourselves, and everybody else liked them and liked what we were doing by stretching the frames and putting long front ends. Before we knew it, opened up a bike shop, and the rest is history. Just never looked back. Building those long bikes, and I'm still doing it. And still doing it the old-fashioned way with the same tools we did back then, the same machines that we had back then. I still got them, the mills and the lathes, and I'm still building the bikes with the same machines. So I'm not copying anything that anybody else did. I'm just doing what I've always done, building the same bike I did 50 years ago. So it kind of fun.
So you started building in 67?
Yes.
55 years. What sparked your passion for building choppers? Was it because of what you saw those guys on motorcycles, or was it Denver?
just seeing those guys, and then, where I grew up was San Bernardino, which is called Purdue, and that's
Purdue, yeah.
world. The Hells Angels started there, the Vagos started there. There's several bike clubs in Southern California, so that was kind of the mecca for bikers and bike clubs. And I was deep right in the heart of it, in it, and partied with everybody, and we did the runs with everybody, and so it was just it was a lifestyle. It wasn't just a weekend biker. I mean, that was 7/24. You were a biker day and night, night and day, and just really never stopped. And uh,
That's
I've been blessed.
awesome.
Yeah, I've met some of the coolest people in the world, and I've traveled the world doing bike shows and meeting people from all around the world. And we're not so different. You go to some of these other countries and stuff. They love their bikes. They love what they do. A lot of them, a lot of the other countries copy what we do here.
Oh yeah.
Like Italy and Germany and a lot and Sweden. They all Japan. They all love the Western the our culture and our lifestyle and watching us what we did and watching the movies and stuff, and they all emulate what we did and what we do, and it's kind of cool to see them. See when you go to the shows and in Italy or other countries. I go to Dubai, different places, and they, they, uh, they get right in there, but get the leather gear on and everything. It's kind of fun, kind of fun to.
That's neat. And that leads into the next question because you're a world traveler. So this one's a good one. I can't wait for the answer. So your favorite rides, what's your favorite motorcycle to ride? What's your favorite route to ride?
Well, I was fortunate enough to ride with Indian Larry and do the biker build off, and we rode the Dragon's Tail,
Oh yeah.
and that was riding with Larry and doing that uh, was probably one of the funnest rides I've ever. Unfortunately, it ended up the way it did, and the chain of mystery bike, and Larry lost his life that weekend. But I think probably one of the most blessed things I ever had was being able to ride side by side with Larry for 3 days and ride the Dragon's Tail, and that was outstanding. When I was in Dubai, I got to ride the Seven Emirates, the whole country, on a bike with Jay Allen and a few other people. We were all there in Dubai and got to ride the whole country and stop at these 5-star resorts every night. And well, that was cool. And so there's been a lot of things that I've done. Hawaii, I love Hawaii. I was just over there, and I think we're getting ready to do a bike show over there for the guys. And so there's just so many things that have.
Oh,
No.
we lost him. Uh-oh. There he is.
Am I still there? Okay.
Yeah.
You're still here.
Okay. So
What's your favorite motorcycle to ride?
my FXR, and it's one that I built from scratch. It's not a Harley. I use a Chopper Guy's frame, and when twin cam motors first came out, I got one of the first ones, went down and bought a twin cam motor and hopped it all up, and I still ride that bike. Jennifer and I crashed on it, right, Jennifer?
I told that story on a TV show.
Yes, she did.
On her birthday, of all things, we were doing the send-off party for the Blood, Sweat, and Gears tour. We'd been filming all day with helicopters and stuff, and we went out to dinner in Rapid City, and we left Rapid City, and we were behind Kendall Johnson and Billy Lane, and we were on a side street, and then the freeway was coming up, and we were all hauling ass, and they slammed on their brakes, and neither one of them had brake lights.
Oh, shit.
And then so Jennifer and I did a little tumble, but the show went on, huh, Jennifer? You were all
Right,
banned.
the show went on. That's right. Road rash and all.
The show had to go on, the Blood, Sweat, and Gears tour. So Jennifer's up there emceeing. It got road rash all over her and bandages all over her and stuff. And,
Baked up.
What we do.
hanged up a little bit myself, but yeah, I still
Oh
ride
yeah,
that.
your nose had a hole in it.
What's that?
Your nose. Do you remember your nose? was
My
so
old nose
fucked up.
got smashed, and yeah, a couple other things. I can't even remember what happened. But,
That's crazy.
kind of a blur, but Yeah, so it's making memories,
Right.
Yeah.
making
So
memories with Jennifer.
what is your favorite motorcycle that you've ever built?
Well, there's one that like I said, there's one that I just finished right now, high dollar bike, and the guy gave me carte blanche to go crazy on it. Did a $20,000 paint job. Had a airbrush artist come in from New Zealand to do the airbrush on it, and like I said, we're going to debut it in Dave Man,
This week.
and it's going to get shot for the cover of Easy Rider, and I think uh, it's going to do good things, and so I'm excited about that. But I've had a lot of bikes that I built and I loved. My Discovery Channel bike was fun. I built that in 9 days. But you know about that kind of stuff.
That was
And
a good one. I love that bike.
yeah, and I still got it. And I got a couple tribute bikes that I'm going to debut at Dave Man. That all of Denver's own personal bikes were orange with purple flames, pearl
Yeah.
orange with purple flames. Well, I built a replica of one of his bikes, so I'll
Wow.
have that there. And then I built another replica of one of his bikes, and he did a bike that was a full-on chopper, but he did a cop theme on it. It was black and white with a badge on the gas tank and stuff like that. So I built that bike, and both these bikes are to honor Denver. And from him, he's been gone 30 years now. So I'll debut those bikes there as well. So we're gonna bring some stuff down there that people haven't seen, and kind of flash them back to the old days, and hopefully stir up some memories for a lot of people. And it was emotional to build them, and it's emotional to ride them, and they're getting some good recognition. One was on the cover of Easy Rider already, and one was on the cover of Cycle Source. So yeah, I'm looking forward to taking those bikes down there and debuting those bikes at Dave Man. Dave Man's a big deal. That's a big deal to me. The Dave Man Chopper Fest is a big deal.
That kind of answers the next question then, because that's my next question is, what's your favorite event?
Well, I would have to say Dave Man, and I put on shows in Sturgis, but I like Dave Man better. And the reason that I like Dave Man better is I get to see a lot of my old homies, the ones that are still alive. They'll come walking through and they'll show up. And they'll give me a wink and come over and give me a hug. And these are guys I grew up with and rode with and partied with and got in trouble with. And the ones that are still alive will come by and see me, and a lot of them say thank you for keeping the shop going in the memory of Denver and stuff like that. So it gets pretty emotional. And Jennifer's seen some of the guys come by,
Yeah.
and so I always look forward to seeing the guys that I haven't seen for years, and having them come by.
The boat industry gentlemen will come by and know you from the boat races, and
Yeah,
it's incredible, the capsules that you've created, and and they get so excited when they see you, because they just can't believe that that you're there and in front of them. It had been so long.
drag boat racing was a big part of Denver's life and my life, and we were really deep into it. And we are one of the guys that came up with the capsules with the F-16 windshields and stuff. And so we were building those, and then Denver got killed, and I continued to build them. And a lot of the drag boat racers that are racing today still use my product, and they saved a lot of lives. So more than anything, I've had moms come up to me and say, or wives come and say, "Hey, your capsule just saved my husband's life," or he avoided serious injury and this, that, the other. So that makes you feel good that you did something that and for motorsports, so yeah, that's cool. I see a lot of the boat racers there, so I forgot about that, Jennifer.
How cool. That is so cool. So then my next question is, what is the most fun you've ever had on a motorcycle?
I don't riding with Jennifer, that's always where to go. Yeah.
Sid Danger's probably ready for bed, so
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be right back. My computer's dying.
Oh, she's getting the plug. This is live. I love when it's live. There's nothing you can't mess any of that up.
I've had a lot of great experiences riding with Billy Lane, and Blood, Sweat, and Gears Tour, and Aaron Green, Kendall Johnson, Paul Cox, Jennifer, all of us traveling around doing that. And so that was a fun experience for doing the Blood, Sweat, and Gears tour. And then I got to ride with Sonny Barger and side by side with him, and really close friends with him. And he used to stay at my house and stuff. So that was, he's always been my hero. And Jennifer was a good friend of Sonny's. And so her and I would see him together. And
Sonny and Mondo both taught me a lot about respect and how to treat other people, and not even just how to treat other people, but how to present yourself, how you want them to treat you as well, what you find acceptable as well. Like, you know what I mean? Standing your ground, being respectful to others, but respecting yourself as well. Yeah. So, Mondo and Sonny are just amazing people, and so sad that he's passed,
He left a legacy that'll never be touched. And, he was a big part of my life, that person that I looked up to. And you got to remember this, you guys got to remember this, that, people say, well, they're, young guys are building choppers. They got old guys that they can look up to that blaze a trail. But when we started doing it, there was no old guys that were doing it. We were the first generation of chopper builders. So we had to blaze the trail and take the lumps and make things good for where we're at now. So so people like Sonny were the people that were my heroes, and some of the other clubs as well. So I've been blessed. I've had a great life and met a lot of really righteous people, and I'm not done yet. I'm still beautiful people out there, and get to know them, and so that's what I look forward to at the shows is meeting the people behind the scenes, the people that are so dedicated to this thing of ours.
So I don't know if you want to share or not, but that's one of my other questions that I've added recently is, what is the worst experience you've ever had on a motorcycle?
Crashing, I guess. You ride long enough, you're going to have a few crashes under your belt. I remember when I was a kid, some guy cut in front of me and just turned right in front of me. I remember laying my bike down. I slid, and I literally saw the undercarriage of his car as I slid underneath his car off to the other side, and the guy took off and kept going, and I thought, wow. And that back then bikers, were not respected, or they weren't human beings back then. And nobody, my bike was laying there, I was laying there in the road, and nobody in the intersection would get up and help me pick up my bike.
Horrible.
And I thought, well, okay, all right, this is the way society looked at bikers back then, and it's a true story. It's really the way it was back then. So we've come a long ways,
Yes, we have, most definitely.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's all right.
So who is your childhood hero?
Denver, and a few of the other guys that I respect and love, and Sonny, of course, and so I've and there's still a lot of guys one of the guys I respect the most in the industry, and Jennifer will back me up, and this is Aaron Green. Aaron Green he's the most knowledgeable bike builder I've ever seen, and the patents that he holds, the stuff that he comes up with, and his bikes that he's built, and he's doing some stuff for us right now that's just out of this world, motor wise, and that's the guy I respect the most in the industry is Aaron Green by far, and a lot of the other bike builders will tell you the same thing.
Yeah, he thinks outside the box. And definitely.
He doesn't really get the recognition that he deserves.
No, not at all.
And I hope that someday we can change that. But I feel, what do you think, Jennifer? Aaron.
He's so soft-spoken, you know what I mean? And he would never brag about himself, but he is so smart, and he's just an intelligent human being, and so nice too. Yeah.
I've done shows with him, and I've always enjoyed to be in his company. Always respectful, always kind. And then when you start talking theory and shop and stuff like that, again, what a plethora of information that he is, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll start talking, and I have to walk away because he's talking way over my head.
Oh, I would love listening. Him and Billy Lane would be talking, and they'd be like in conversation, and I'd just be watching them, going, "What? These guys are crazy."
Yeah, they're from outer space, you know.
Yeah.
But when you get these smart guys together that are bike builders, and
Oh yeah.
some of the theories they have and some of the stuff they come up with is just unbelievable. And and Billy's one of those guys that's, he's an engineer too. Most people don't know that. And the stuff that him and Aaron come up with, and I was fortunate enough to run around with both those guys doing the Blood, Sweat, and Gears tour, and I would just sit back and awe and watch those guys, and it was just kind of fun. And Kendall Johnson, the motor builder, and Paul Cox, and and then Jennifer. Well, we had Jennifer. I was always yelling at Jennifer.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, we had fun. So, no regrets, I guess.
No regrets.
I love that. That's awesome. That was a great answer. So, what are your two most cherished motorcycle memories? Because nobody can ever pick one.
Oh, well, of course, Indian Larry, riding with Indian Larry on the Discovery. Did you get that?
I got that.
Okay, riding with Indian Larry was cool, and then riding with Sonny was probably another thing that was great. And then with one more is riding with all the guys from the Blood, Sweat, and Gears tour. Looking around and seeing all those fabulous builders, and I'm right there with them. At the back of the pack. But it was a great experience.
And we're going to show some of those pictures after we're done with our interview, because I got so excited that you guys were here that I skipped right past the picture. Thing one's back there going, pictures. It's like, well, we're already here. So, but I'll show them after, because then people understand all of the things that you're talking about. They'll see all the pictures. So sorry about that, but I got all excited. So if you could go back and tell your 25-year-old self something, what would that be?
Hang tight.
Hang on tight. It's going to be a hell of a ride. That's all I'd say. Hang on tight. A hell of a ride. And it has been. The places I've gone, the people I've met, the things I've done, the things I got away with, the things I didn't get away with, and it's all part of the history, and all part of what makes you who you are, and it's just your story. Everybody's got a story, and it's just your story, your own personal story. And a lot of my friends didn't make it this far, and I always talk about there was probably about 30 of us that ran around together at Denver Choppers when we started, and we're down to about 5 guys now. And so I've watched all those guys pass away and stuff like that. And they were my riding buddies, my drinking buddies, my homies, we were a family, and to see them drop off one at a time, and that's what makes me feel so good, is when they'll pop up once in a while, and I get to give them a hug, and we get to talk about the old days and stuff like that. And another thing I think about, is what is ever going to happen to Denver Choppers after I'm gone? And I'm grooming Gerald, and I've talked to Gerald, and I've talked to Aaron Green, and a couple of the other guys, and they told me not to worry about it, that they'd take care of things, and so that
your daughter too,
and my daughter, we've kind of had a meeting with like the principals, and we all sat down with my daughter, and I told her, these are my wishes, and this is what I want done. So hopefully they follow through and carry on Denver Choppers, because the shop itself is iconic, and the stuff that's come out of this shop has been pretty nice, and I'd like to see that keep going. I'd hate to see it die with me, but if it does, so be it. And if it doesn't, I wish them well. I had some big boots to step into, and it wasn't easy. And Jennifer knows the story behind that, stepping into to take Denver's place, and he was known worldwide as being being the man. And so it wasn't easy, and it was tough. Um,
He'd be so proud of you, Mondo. You've done
Yes,
a great
glad
job.
that I'm glad that I did it. I could have gone other directions, but I'm glad that I did it. And one of these days, I'm gonna have to look him in the eye, when I see him again, and I go, "What's up, homie?" And I hope he says, "Yeah, okay," and gives me a hug and said, "You did good, boy."
he will
That's
definitely. That's
so
like after your 110th birthday, something
Yeah.
like that. Around 110.
yeah. Well, every day's a gift, and I live it to the fullest. And people like you guys just make me feel so good. And I was looking forward to getting on here, but I'm sorry I get long winded and I start talking, but that's what old guys do, is
Listen, and
talk.
that's what we like. We like to hear all of it because that's important. Again, you are our life, our culture. Those of us who appreciate it, respect it. Again, if it wasn't for you, things wouldn't be the way they are. You and Denver, Sugar Bear, like it was a whole. It was its own thing. You had the
Yeah,
Frisco pitch, you had the long front end, the tall sissy bars, the king and queen seats. Kick
yeah,
started everything, and you went to the wrong side of the tracks. The police showed up in full police riot gear and told you to go away or took you to jail. People don't believe those stories. They
they're
don't believe it, but that's how it is. It
they're
really is. It was
they're
like that.
very true. Would get raided. The shop would get raided, huh, Jennifer?
Yeah.
My shop has been raided a couple times by the
Few
cops.
times. More than a couple.
Yeah, yeah. But they didn't get anything, though, did they, Jennifer?
No, they never got you either.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if money didn't, oh, go
It's
ahead.
we've lived the biker lifestyle, and I've been blessed, and I hope that I can carry this on for a little bit longer and keep doing these Dave Mann shows. So I want to invite everybody, and along with Jennifer and Athena, all you guys, come to the Dave Mann Chopper Fest. You won't regret it. You're gonna see some really cool bikes, meet a lot of cool people, and have a great day. It's right on the beach. And we're going to have a VIP party on Saturday night, the night before. There's an industry party that we always look forward to, and the bike show is on Sunday, and so it's an all day show, and uh, it just brings back chopper history and the Dave Mann legacy, and so that's
We're gonna make it a point
And
to
it's
be there.
so good to honor Dave Mann and remember him, and then also to take time to think of those who started with us at the David Mann Chopper Fest who aren't with us anymore, like Bret Hart and Parts, Negotiable Parts. Tim Bentley is no longer with us, and Rob Thomas, and these people were all a big part of the journey of the last 17 years, and now we have a new one coming up, and another one is gone, another two have gone, and it's so important that we remember them too in our fun while we're having a good time.
That's what they want.
Yeah, yes.
That is what they want for sure. So, couple more questions.
We'll try to deliver. We'll try to deliver for them.
Yeah,
work for a while and get Jennifer up there to sing a couple songs and get up on stage and give trophies out and so I always look forward to that. She's come a long way. She used to MC the Sweat and Gear store, so she's no new person to this, and she gets up there and makes everybody laugh and everybody has a good time, and that's one of the reasons I'd make the trip down there is because of Jennifer.
wow,
she is the hostess with the mostest for definitely.
Yeah, we've done a few things. We were the Queen, the one we did in Rosalia. Where was that?
Was fun.
Washington State. Jennifer did some shows. That was fun, huh?
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was what I remember of it. That was a great show.
Yeah.
That is too cool. That is too cool.
So
let me ask you, if money didn't matter and you could take a road trip on your motorcycle anywhere, where would that be and with who?
Well, I would like to go on. I'd like to go on one of our old runs that we used to do, like when we lived in Southern California. We used to ride to Parker, Arizona, on the river there, and Denver had a trailer right there on the river, and we had boats, hot rod boats. So we would ride our bikes out there on the weekends, would park our bikes, jump in the boats, terrorize the river, and then would jump back on our bikes and ride home. So that was something we did all the time, and I'd like to relive that just once.
Okay. All right. So, any thoughts on tonight's question? I know you kind of elaborated a little bit on that about being a custom builder. You know, if you build a chopper, you know, can you get success from it? Like the gentleman asked, you know, he said, we're going to go back to it because thing one is so good at scrolling. So, yeah, he says, as a builder, what do you say to the people out there who want to achieve the same success that you and other builders have by building their own choppers?
Well, like I said before, is be true to yourself. Do your own style, do your own thing, and people will recognize it. You know, I see a lot of guys, and I'll just come straight out and say it. I see a lot of young guys that come along and try to blow their own horns, and I'm this and I'm that. Look at my bike. Hey, he's built one bike. Let me see you build nice bikes year after year, and
Yeah.
they try to blow their own horns and try to be somebody. If they'd just quiet down and just let their work do their talking for them. And there's some young bike builders out there like that just they're building some really nice stuff, and they're not egotistical or anything. And I respect those guys. But I see a lot of these young guys come along and start blowing their own horns and thinking there's something. A year or two later, they're gone. You know, so be respectful to other people, and be respectful to yourself. You know, people, if your work speaks for itself and it's good work, you're going to get recognized. You don't need to go out there and solicit. You know, that's my advice.
That's awesome. And that's, everybody hears it. That is from an icon in our world who started all this. Like you said, he didn't have any older people to look up to or mentors or anything like that. They are the ground floor, and they've paved the way for all of us to do what we do. So tonight, if you could tell us something good about yourself that others might not know.
Jennifer, tell him.
Tell us something good about Mondo that people might not know.
No, about you.
He's just so sweet, and you know, he talks about all these other bike builders, and oh, they're so amazing and innovative. And how about you, Mondo? You're so amazing, and you never use your own horn. Well, toot toot. You're amazing. You're incredible, and I'm so honored and blessed to know you and to have traveled the country with you and gone here and there, and you know, have you come to my rescue when I need you, and then to just share a BLT when we're hungry in the middle of nowhere, and go to antique stores and pick up records because we love antiques, and you know I love music. You know, going through your tape cassettes and trying to find here's our road trip soundtrack, and making you listen to Whitney Houston, and oh gosh, like what a man you are. You're just so awesome.
Well, see, there you go.
Well, I don't know what to say. I don't deserve that in accolades, but I'm just a normal guy. But you know, the women in my life, there's only a couple of them that I've been friends with for a long time that I love and respect, and Jennifer's right there. And we've got a lot of stories to tell, and you know, someday maybe we will. But I value her friendship right at the top. Right at the top. You know, you're been a big part of my life, and always supported me, and yeah, I'm blessed to have you in my life.
Oh,
I love that.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. So we get to the end of the segment, and I would love for you guys to share your 5 good things.
What?
5, count them. 5. Well, we can go on.
Okay, I can do that real quick. My 3 grandkids, my daughter, my son-in-law. There's 5.
That is awesome. I like that. How about you, Miss Jennifer?
Girlfriend, Lindsay.
Oh yeah, Lindsay and Jennifer.
There you go.
Jennifer, she knows all about you. Oh, you're gonna go see Jennifer? Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to meet her. She's on my bucket list.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be on the radio with Jennifer? You know? Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I
so,
wish
Miss Jen, how about your 5 good things?
Oh, my five good things is, you and Mondo, my children and my husband. I feel so blessed to have them, and music, to have so many amazing musicians from Memphis to Southern California to make music with, and God for keeping us here still going and saying our time isn't up yet. And my family, my dad's been really sick and he just got out of the hospital today. So maybe that takes all five, I'm just feel very blessed to have the people who are still around me.
Okay, I got a question. Athena, what are your five?
Oh, that's always the next segment, but I'll tell it to you. For me,
yeah, I want to hear your five.
The sunshine and the moonshine, because it's a full moon. So I get to be warm during the day, and then it lights my way at night. So I'm very grateful for that. My family, my intuitiveness. That's always something that I'm appreciative of. And this week, I definitely am glad for that. A little bit of insight, whether you know it or not. Rosie, my shovelhead right back here in our motorcycle life, because that's who I am and what I live for. And then, of course, being right here, right now, doing this little show with you guys, and everybody watching. So, yeah, those are my five.
And thank you for doing this show.
Yes.
That's important that you do this, and so I appreciate it very much that you're doing the show, and thank you for having us on as guests. I'm very honored to be on your show, and I can't wait to see you again. I'll get out to the East Coast, or you come out west, and we'll hang out.
Yes, and thank you so much for that, because again, it's for great, wonderful people like the two of you are the reason that I do this, because everybody needs to enjoy and hear some of the reasons and the stories behind who we are and what we do, and not just in our professional life, but us as people too. And I thank you. I am so honored. You have no idea. And I look forward to seeing you, definitely, for sure. And I know that it's probably asking a little because somebody has a boo-boo. But Miss Jen, could you play just a little song before I go to my last segment?
Yes, I will. I'm happy to. I don't know how it's going to come out, but it's finally stopped bleeding finally, so we're good.
It's okay. And so I'm going to let you play us out of that. I'm going to say thank you to you both. I love you both very much. I can't thank you enough for being here. I'm honored. And after the song, we're going to go ahead and we'll do our last segment for everybody watching. And then make sure you check out Mondo and Jennifer at the David Mann Chopper Fest. If you're anywhere near, go. If you didn't have anything to do this weekend, go. If you're in New York and you were bored and it's snowing there, get on a plane, fly out, rent a motorcycle, ride out, Uber, what the hell, who cares? Just to be there. That's what matters. Go and see it, because it is definitely on my bucket list for sure, sooner than later. So, all right. I love you both. Thank you very much. And check out Denver's Choppers online. Make sure you look at the Easy Riders magazine for the full page ad on the Billy and Captain America bikes. And then look for Cycle Source and the Easy Riders features with Mondo's bikes, because they are phenomenal. And I'll be looking forward to the unveiling of the new motorcycles, as well as everyone else that you're going to be displaying. So thank you so much.
Because in person they're always better than in the magazine. You get good pictures, but it's never the same. I can't wait to get these new bikes.
And when you're there, you get to talk to him about it. So, and he is so absolutely humble and wonderful and personable. So even if just get in line, because it's definitely worth it. All right. So thank you both very much. You have a great week. And Miss Jen, go ahead and play us out with some of your new music.
This is a Guns N' Roses song, but I'm going to do it lullaby style. Sing it to my kids. It's a sweet child of mine. It's kind of funny when they got old enough to start realizing, oh, mommy, that guy is singing your song. And I know how to. So I'm going to sing that lullaby style for you guys.
Thank you.
She's got a smile and it seems to me, reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, it takes me away to that special place. If I stay up too long, I'll probably break down and cry. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet those eyes and see an ounce of pain. Her hair reminds me of a once safe place where as a child I prayed that the thunder and the rain would quietly pass me by. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine.
So beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Thank
Boy,
you.
you got Guns N' Roses got nothing on you. All right, good night. I love you both.
I love you
I will
guys.
see you soon.
Thank you,
All
Athena.
right.
Thank
Have
you
a great
for
weekend.
Mondo.
All right.
Chopper Fest, everybody.
Good night.
Night. Chopper Fest or bust. That's right, Rob. Hope to make it. That is cool. There she is. All right. Wow, how incredible. I got all excited and I didn't show the pictures. So let me go ahead and show the pictures real quick so that we can at least say that I didn't skip out on it. There they are together. All right. There's Mondo riding. What a great shot. Love those bars. There he is with Miss Jennifer and Sonny, his idol, is one of his heroes. So cool. There they are up on stage together, Blood, Sweat, and Gears. I remember that was Daytona. That's where I first met Miss Jennifer. Such an incredible, wonderful woman. And he is such a humble, incredible man and an icon in our absolute world, our motorcycle world. And he is just so down to earth. And I just appreciate having him. I'm so honored. Her too. All right, let's see next one. There it is. Look at that. Blood, Sweat, and Gears. Aaron Green, Paul Cox, Jay Allen, Kendall Johnson, Mondo, Billy, the big guy. He looks familiar. I can't remember who he is. That's a bummer, but we'll ask next time. We have a couple more pictures. Let's go ahead. Oh, there they are. Look at her on his beautiful blue bike. Oh, did we mention that she is a model too? Of course. She's beautiful, and we love her. Okay, and then Mondo on his chopper. I see that one coming up. Look at that. Gorgeous bikes. I mean, and like he said he's been doing it for 50 odd years. So, wow, kudos. And so many people want to imitate the real. Yes, he is an industry god. Definitely a custom god, Rob. Rob is just letting us know for sure. All right, next picture. I didn't want to cheat anybody out of these cool photos. There he is, building the front end. Look at that. Oh, twisted front end too. Gotta love that. Hard at work. It's what we do. We don't do it for the money. We do it because we love it. We love motorcycles. It's who we are. Look at that. There you go. Blood, Sweat, and Gears team. That is fantastic. But we got any more? Or is that the last one? That's it. All right. So I'm going to give everybody my afterthought for tonight. What a great show. So my afterthought is be positive. Fuck seeing the downside of things. It'll make you miserable. Okay. Make the choice to be positive, and it will grow all around you. You'd be surprised. Your chopper will be more agreeable. Your other half, if you have one. Hell, the dog might not piss in the house because you've been out riding too long. Think positive, stay positive. Positive things will happen. And if you find it hard to do it, just tell yourself 5 good things. It'll change your perspective. All right, don't forget, smile big with your heart, not for any one person. Do it for yourself. Remember, be kind to yourself and others. It matters. All right. Please participate in the show. Send us your 5 good things or your questions for a bit of perspective. Please keep it positive. Some of the crazy stuff. One of these days we might do a crazy shit show just because all the crazy shit that I get too on top of all the great, great positive stuff. All right. And then you can follow us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more great guests. We have music icons, country music icon, Super Bowl winners coming up. Fantastic industry folks. We have Mailman O'Brien and his wife Cheryl. We have Shadow, Miss Marjorie Kleiman. We have I'm not going to give away the country star and the Super Bowl star, but we'll bring them on. You guys will love it. We are going to have some great shows coming up. Donnie Smith on March 13th. Oh my goodness, that's like having Mondo on the show. I'm just giddy from all of this. So thank you all. And thanks to our new sponsor, Techno Research. And we'll be doing some videos with using their product and their diagnostic tools. And also thanks to Seaside Subs for letting us play around and put them as our first advertiser. We love you, Don and Andrew. And we'll put it up on the Instagram so you can see it too. Thank you all for viewing. See you next week, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another great guest. Love to all. Good night. Chopper on. See ya.